शिव जी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा शिवजी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा शिवजी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा
जय गुरु जी की।
नमस्ते गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी महाराज। जय गुरुजी साथ संगत जी। शुक्राना गुरुजी महाराज का जूम प्लेटफॉर्म की तरफ से समस्त गुरु परिवार का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आज हमारे बीच में कमलेश मेहता आंटी उपस्थित हैं, जो कि अपनी डिवाइन पुस्तक द फ्लावर ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड, जो उन्होंने बहुत भाव से गुरुजी की आज्ञा से, गुरुजी की असीम श्रद्धा पूर्वक उन्होंने लिखी है इंग्लिश भाषा में, आज इसके बारे में बताएंगी। और हम सब गुरु परिवार कमलेश आंटी का बहुत स्वागत करते हैं। ओवर टू यू कमलेश आंटी। जय गुरु जी कमलेश आंटी, ओवर टू यू। ओवर टू यू नीलम आंटी।
Thank you, Suresh Uncle. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji Neelam aunty.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you are audible. You may initiate the proceeding, please. Let's welcome Kamlesh aunty.
Thank you. Thank you, Suresh Uncle. Pranam Guruji, Jai Guruji Sangat ji, and a very special Jai Guruji to you, Kamlesh Aunty ji. It's really my pleasure to be in this session and have the opportunity to address you one-on-one and say Jai Guruji to you. We've not met and I do not know you personally. However, like many a Sangat, I feel like I know you forever by virtue of your satsangs that give a glimpse of your beatific journey with Guruji. Kamlesh Aunty needs no introduction with Guruji Sangat. But since I've been asked, it's an honor to introduce Kamlesh Aunty in this session as our loving Guruji's adorable auntie, whom Guruji conferred many blessings. One amongst them, and perhaps her most cherished one, Guruji accepted her as his sister. Gurbani says, Gaviye suniye man rakhiye pao, dukh par har sukh kar le jai. All-time thank you to Guruji for this reminder and the moment in which he defined Sangat's experience sharing as one of the many ways for delivering his blessings. All-time thank you to Guruji again for continuing the flow of satsangs and for those satsangs to reach us no matter where in the world we are. Within that flow, today, we're fortunate to have a stream of blessings in the form of the Gratitude of Flowers, a beautiful compilation of satsangs graciously penned by Kamlesh Mehta, Aunty. I was so excited when I got a copy of this book. With Guruji's grace, and like any other satsang, once I started, I couldn't put it down until the last page was reached. So if I may share a few thoughts, the heart and soul of the book lies in the articulate and eloquent narration of Kamlesh Auntie's divine experiences with Guruji, and how those experiences led to a transformation in her sense of being, enabling her to lead a life filled with gratitude and joy. Those experiences, expressed sincerely and with much love, touch the core of being of the readers too. There's also an intricate weaving of the sayings from the wise ones from various eras across the globe that gives the book a universal appeal. While the Gratitude of Flowers is Kamlesh Auntie's earnest offering of gratitude to Guruji, it is also a precious gift and a bundle of blessings for the Sangat. Guruji always blesses in abundance, and more is what he has in store for you when you pick up this book. More satsangs and an added bonus of understanding and learnings that Aunty has imbibed over the many years with Guruji. I'm speaking my mind, but perhaps echo the sentiments of Sangat like myself, who is constantly in awe of Guruji and his wondrous ways, ever eager and hungry to learn more about Guruji, his practical ways, his multitude ways of blessings, how he lived while in human form, what he said, and the depth of his words, what he wanted his Sangat to do and be like, and how Sangat could become what he wanted one to be. Of course, the list is long. The Gratitude of Flowers comes to satisfy that curiosity of a novice in Guruji's fold and satiate a part of that hunger, leaving the reader with a heart filled with Guruji's abundant love. Thank you, Kamlesh Aunty, for being the chosen conduit to deliver Guruji's blessings through this book. With this, I invite you, Kamlesh Aunty, to take charge and please share with us what transpired this book and how it all happened. We'd love to hear of your journey and all that you'd like to share by Guruji's will and permission. At this time, if I may, I shall really appreciate if you could kindly unmute yourself and join the conversation. Welcome, and Jai Guruji, Kamlesh Aunty.
Hello, Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji, Aunty.
Am I audible?
Yes, Aunty. Very clear.
Okay. Jai Guruji. It's such a blessing of Guruji to give me such beautiful platform to do the satsang. It is his blessings me to do the satsang. I'm so thankful to everybody, those who have read the book. It was my journey with the divine. How blessed I was. I wanted to share it with the world. What motivated me? I was always wanted to share my satsangs with everybody. But reason so Guruji knows. Last year, all of a sudden, I developed a pain in the chest. And I was hospitalized. They said my coronary artery has been blocked, so it has to be put a stunt in that. It was done. I was home for 5 days after the hospitalization because Corona was at that time at the peak, the second wave. All of a sudden, the blood pressure shot up so badly that I could not know I was standing or what I was doing. All of a sudden, I felt I was lying on the ground. It happened very often. And internal started, which I could not know anything. It just another 10 days passed. The pain shot up again. And the doctor had said, I have to do all my tests. When my tests were done, my HP was 3.8. All of a sudden, and the pain aggravated again. And all of a sudden, I was in the hospital again because the stunt which they had put had been come off or whatever it was. And the internal bleeding was enormous. Could not be controlled. Again, the same procedure went, the ballooning and so and so and so and so. I was in the hospital in the ICU for 25 days. All of a sudden, I picked up Corona in the ICU and I was sent to a ward where nobody was there. I had seen people going home in cellophane bags. After my stunt was removed, everything was done. And I was brought to the ICU. And I was in the Artemis Hospital. And I was talking to Guruji and myself, Guruji, ਤੇ ਰੌਣਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੌਣਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ you treated him so well and ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਠੀਕ ਕਰੋ I'll relate this satsang a bit later ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਕਰੋ और गुरुजी ने इतना लंगर खिलाया मुझे इतना लंगर खिलाया कि हद नहीं कहने की बहुत लंगर खिलाया I was on my deathbed everybody prayed for me and today I'm alive because prayers never go unanswered I'm here today because the people in the Gurdwara prayed for me. The whole Sangat prayed for me. My daughter is in Buddhism, and they chanted for my well-being. And I thank Shalab uncle also, Shalab Kapoor uncle also, because of him, Rinkuji Virji, in many days, he did ardas for me. And in Chennai, Satguru, whose ashram, also people prayed for my well-being, good health, and for me to come over all these crises over. Anyhow, Sangatji, I came home after 1.5 months in the hospital and Guruji feeding me with his langar. The day I came to the emergency from the and he fed me langar. Corona ho gaya, everything went well. I came home, I recovered from the corona also and with the health also. And there used to be e-passes. I applied for the e-pass. I didn't get the sanction because I was overaged. Then I rang up the people in the mandir and I said, गुरु जी की संगत जो है बूढ़ी हो जाती है तो वो गुरु जी के दर्शन नहीं कर सकती. Are we banned? Old people are banned to come to the mandir. I want to have langar prasad. So the Rajiv Malhotra uncle said, Aunty, you're on a platform and you can come 24/7. And I was so overwhelmed when I got this answer. Sangatji, I went to the Bade Mandir. When I came back with a packed lunch and I opened the lunch, Langar Prasad, and it was the same Langar Prasad which Guruji fed me in the hospital. I recovered and Shalab uncle was writing a book with us. And I thanked him. He says, Aunty ji, Guruji has given you second life. Why don't you write your experiences and satsangs with Guruji, how you spent? People will love it to read it. And he gave me motivation. In my quarantine period, when I was having corona, I wrote one satsang every day and I just messaged. That was how I spent my quarantine period and my corona thing, writing 1 or 2 satsangs every day and being with Guruji every day. And I wrote this book because this is the second one. There's the first edition also.
Really?
And this was my new life. Guruji had given me. And this I had Guruji ko arpan kar di. Guruji, my life, what you have given me, I'll spend it sitting at your lotus feet and writing books. Next year, I'm planning to publish Divine Pathways also, which I write small write-ups every day. So this was my motivation. And this is how Guruji gave me a new life to write a book. And the book is in front of you as my beautiful experiences with Guruji, which I would love to share with everybody. पुरानी संगत थोड़ी सी रह गई है. And I don't want the experiences which we shared and the time which we spent with Guruji and the Guruji's blessing, Guruji, what he taught us, what he told us every minute, how to worship him. And this was his blessings, which came in the form of a book. And I'm so thankful to Uncle also, because he, Suresh Uncle, he lives in Noida and I live in Gurgaon. But we speak every day, and that's a good communication between both of us. And that's how, with his Guruji's blessing and Guruji's thoughts, which I put in his mind, and I'm here today on this platform speaking about my book. Ronak Singh uncle was the owner of the Apollo Tires and the Articles Hospital now. He went to Guruji on a wheelchair, and Guruji asked him, Ronka, tu aa gaya hai? हाँ जी गुरुजी, मैं आ गया. Guruji ne kaha, no langar deo. He says, Guruji, मैं तो, other than the khichdi and the dalia and the porridge and all these things, I can't eat this solid food because of the digestion, my stomach and everything. It's been ages I've not eaten such kind of things. Guruji कहते ने grai खा ले, burki खा ले, and he had one. And with his grace, his blessings, Guruji, what sight he had the moment he looked at each other, each one. It was really the melting moments. He would melt with his love. And he ate the whole langar. And then after eating, he was on a wheelchair for ages. And Guruji got up and held his hand and said, Khada. Guruji, मैं तो चल भी नहीं सकता था, मैं खड़ा क्यों जो? He said, नहीं, खड़ा. And he stood up and he walked. And that was how his blessings were there. He could eat and he could walk. So even I requested Guruji, Guruji, मैं भी ते रौनक सिंह दे हस्पताल विच आ. मैनू भी खिलाओ, खड़ा करो, चलाओ, फिराओ, सब कुछ करो. And mind, Guruji heard what I said, and I am here today, talking to you and sharing my experiences and how I got motivated to write my satsangs. I wanted to reach my experiences and my time with Guruji to each and everyone, because each and every satsang mentioned has a meaning, a guidance in it that every person who reads it has been motivated in a different way, because it is that time in which frame of mind you are, you read that book or the satsang. In that frame, your questions are answered and you're motivated and you're guided. Each satsang जो गुरु जी के साथ में बीता है has got some meaning in it. It guides you and tells you how to overcome your problems. Because the book I was motivated with Guruji's every minute spent with him, every minute, every satsang of his was a motivation. And every time when I read the satsang, I did the satsang, oh, Guruji gave me. And every time I found it, the satsang, the substance of the satsang or the meaning of what it is, were always different for me. And that was how I thoroughly thank Guruji for giving me this such a sweet opportunity to reach the Sangat. Sangatji, you're old now. I'm 74 years old. And a few years, we'll be all dead and gone, and we'll be at the services of Guruji's lotus feet. कुछ ना कुछ संदेशा दे के जाता है पुरानी संगत को, नई संगत को। पुरानी संगत की गिफ्ट है कि हाउ actually spend time with Guruji. Guruji के साथ after we go away, now at present there is no addition to the satsangs. They are all as it were before. What happened with me or with anybody, the Sangat, Purani Sangat, they all penned it out word by word. No addition, no subtraction. It is the actual satsang which the Sangat gives you. We want to guide the new satsang, new people, new Sangat, to follow the footsteps of what Guruji had said. I had gone to a satsang and Guruji की बड़ी अच्छी गद्दी सजाई हुई और कुछ फूले रखे, किसी ने कुछ रखा हुआ and all that. I mentioned to them, जब Guruji satsang, you do a satsang and गुरुजी आते हैं, साक्षात रूप में आते हैं. गुरुजी इज देयर. अगर आप कुछ रख दोगे, तस्वीर रख दोगे, कुछ रख दोगे, तो वो तो गुरुजी को चुभेगा ना. Can you sit on a poking thing or brick, whatever it is? गुरुजी की गद्दी के ऊपर गुरु जी का स्वरूप रखा और गुरु जी तो आप आके बैठनगे तुसी स्वरूप क्यों रखे गुरु जी कितने बैठनगे वो चीज तुसी पीछे रख दोगे तो गुरु जी बैठेंगे तो उनको चुभेगी want you can you people sit on that kind of thing you feel very uncomfortable to sit on that anyhow हमारी तो ड्यूटी है कि to guide them I can take the horse to the pond but I can't make him to drink water so in the same way we can only guide you people to go on the line which Guruji had drawn don't go here there गुरुजी ने कुछ चीजें नियम बनाए थे और वो नियम we have to follow that is only my humble request to the Sangha please गुरुजी के जो नियम बने हुए हैं just follow them what the Purani Sangat has experienced it they share their experiences with you people and you also should follow what Guruji taught us and we would love to carry those things forward. Neelam Aunty, thank you so much for motivating me. And Uncle told me that once the book went to you and you read word by word and page by page, and when you finished it, then you went to sleep. It's a real honor to me. Thank you so much. I express and no words to thank you. It is, we haven't met, but now we know each other very well. Guruji ki sangat jo hai, they are linked with each other. बस एक गाड़ी के पीछे गुरुजी लिखा होना चाहिए. And then you are connected with each other. इस जन्म में नहीं मिलने होंगे, पिछले किसी ना किसी जन्मों के साथ we are connected with each other, and that's why we both have met each other. I can see you and you can see me, and now we know each other. And thank you so much for motivating me and giving me this beautiful opportunity to be on the platform. And Guruji ke gun gana. सारा टाइम कभी भी गुरुजी के गुण गाने से थकते नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं थकते. Even if I'm not well and I'm संगत को मुझे सत्संग के लिए बुलाती है, but I reach there in whatever condition. And the moment I reach the satsang, I'm so motivated. Each and every pore of my body, each and every cell of my body is regenerated with Guruji's blessings, Guruji's aura, and of course the Guruji's Sangat. Because at that time, the Sangat is the Guru. When I go to the satsang, in every Sangat is so pure to me. अगर गुरु जी दी संगत नाल प्यार नहीं कीता ते प्यार किदे नाल कीता गुरु नाल नहीं. संगत के साथ प्यार करो तो गुरु जी का प्यार in abundance मिलेगा. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you everybody, whoever's listening to me. Guruji bless you all. tons and tons of blessings. And Guruji be with you all every minute, day and night. Thank you, Aunty, for giving me this opportunity on this platform. And my blessings and my shukrana to the whole Sangat, whole world on this platform. Thank you so much. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. Thank you, Aunty Ji. Your book came as a prasad. It's a blessing. It's a blessing of Guruji, the satsangs that come to us. And then when Guruji's kripa makes the way for us to read it, you know, the joy that comes from that reading, from your sincere expressions in that book, Kar Anand Hamare, that joy is hard to describe. So thank you to you for making me feel that love of Guruji in my heart. I'm grateful that you got hale and hearty, got motivated, and wrote this book, you know, at your pace and have had it delivered to us. I didn't know there was a first edition. I would love to have access to it if it is possible. I'm sure all the Sangat who's listening would like that as well. And we'll definitely look forward to the divine pathways that you are currently working on. So, and thank you so much for giving me the feeling that we know each other. I've been in tears just hearing you. It's like you said, it's all of Guruji's love that flows between the Sangat, and it is all his kripa that makes us feel the love amongst us. So thank you to Guruji for all his abundant love amongst all of us. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. Jai Guruji. Kamlesh Aunty, thanks a lot for your sharing about the book and your blessings in general for Guru Parivar. Guru Parivar आज निहाल हो गया. Thanks a lot once again. Neelam Aunty, in the coming weeks, you may announce every Sunday our distinguished readers are going to have reading sessions in the coming Sundays. Please.
Yes, I'm sorry, I missed that. I got a little overwhelmed and carried away with all that I was hearing from Kamlesh Aunty Ji. Yes, it is true that we're grateful for this wonderful introduction by Aunty Ji today. And this book is scheduled to have a reading by the chosen readers by this platform. And the readings would be scheduled every week, the same time that we met today. So we'll look forward to bringing this reading to all of you starting next week. And it would be wonderful if you could join for the live sessions, because it's my understanding that Kamlesh Aunty would be joining and being present in all the sessions. And there would be an opportunity for a live interaction if there are any questions or comments or seeking clarification of what is in the book or her experiences. So we welcome you to join. And once again, thank you for Kamlesh. Thank you to Guruji for inspiring Kamlesh Aunty Ji to write this book and have these blessings shared with all of us. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. I would like Nilima Malik Aunty to unmute herself, please. Nilima Malik, over to you, Nilima Malik Aunty.
Jai Guruji, Jai Guruji Sangaji. Is my voice audible, Uncle? Neelam Aunty?
You're audible, Aunty.
Yes, you're
Thank
clear.
you so much, Jai Guruji, Jai Guruji, Jai Guruji. Such a beautiful session conducted today. Kamlesh Aunty, first of all, thank you so very much for the beautiful blessings which you have extended towards the Guru Parivar. And I suppose that I am the youngest one in the group to handle all this. But Guruji का बहुत बहुत शुक्राना है कि गुरुजी ने इतनी प्यारी सेवा दी. And as Neelam Aunty, you were saying that you had a very nice curiosity to read the book, the whole book in the night itself. Similarly, it was with me as well. Like when I was scheduling, I was just worried about the things, and I just prayed to Guruji ki Guruji, please help me out, because I won't be able to do this without your guidance. And with his guidance, it was just like a small satsang, and would just like to share that one, that in the night itself, when I just prayed to Guruji, and then I just slept over. Then in the midnight itself at 2 o'clock, just a bang on my head, and I just woke up, and the whole book was being read with Guruji's guidance itself. So Kamlesh Aunty, thank you so very much. Would love to just have, if you can just open your video, Kamlesh Aunty, for a while.
Yeah, there she is.
Jai Guruji Aunty, it is such a wonderful book. I mean, waking up at 2 o'clock in the midnight itself, and then just reading and going into that bhav was just amazing, just amazing. It went all in the blood. It went all in the nerves. The whole thing was being, we could just feel out that thing कि आपका कितना वो भाव और कितना प्यारा भाव गुरुजी ने आप सब संगत को दिया हुआ है. Thank you so very much for the blessings. Thank you so very much. Looking forward to the readings, as well as Neelam Aunty also said that I also want to read the first book, because the second book is so wonderful, and so we are touched with the blessings. So we would just love to have the first part as well, if Guruji guides you and gives you the hukam for that thing. And wishing you a very, very, very good health ahead, so that we can have our senior mentors with us, giving us the guidance and the light to be on this path of spirituality, as well as being a member of the Guru Parivar. It is such a beautiful blessing. Thank you so very much, Aunty. Thank you so very much, Sangatji. Jai Guruji.
Thank you,
Jai
Neelam
Guruji.
Aunty,
Jai Guruji.
sharing your thoughts.
Jai Guruji. Neelam Aunty, I will like you to conclude the session.
Sure. So I want to express my gratitude first to Guruji for this session, and for all of us Guru Parivar to be here to imbibe the Shabad Gurbani, and then hear about the gratitude of flowers from Kamlesh Aunty ji. And we look forward to the reading of this book with the Sangat Parivar starting next week. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your presence and participation to gather and imbibe more of his blessings with the satsang sharing. Thanks a lot. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. Over to you, Pooja Aunty.
जय गुरु जी, शुक्राना गुरु जी। किस किस गल दा शुक्राना करा मैं गुरु जी। ए मनुख चून देन दा शुक्राना, जिन्हों देवता भी तरसते ने। इस दिल दियां धड़कना दा, इन साहां दा शुक्राना। अपनी संगत बनाउण दा शुक्राना, सत्संग च बिठाउण दा शुक्राना गुरु जी। हर पल अंग संग रहन दा ते ओदा एहसास दिलान दा शुक्राना। इस जिंदगी च सर उठा के जी पान दा शुक्राना गुरु जी। साडे जन्मा जन्मा दे भैड़े कर्मां नूं ਮਾਫ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਨਏ ਮਾਇਨੇ ਸਮਝਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਉਨ ਸਭ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਹੋ ਪਾਇਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਇਸ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਉਹ ਦੁੱਖ ਤੇ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਭ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਣਾ ਸੀ। ਬਸ ਮੇਰੀ ਇਹੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ, ਸਰਬਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਕਰੋ, ਸਭ ਦਾ ਕਲਿਆਣ ਕਰੋ, ਸਤਸੰਗ, ਸੇਵਾ, ਸਿਮਰਨ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਦਾਨ ਦਿਓ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਰਹਿਮਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਸ਼ਨ ਮਨਾਵਾਂ, ਪਰ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸੋਝੀ ਦਿਓ ਕਿ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਸਥਿਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਰਿਸ਼ਤਾ ਹੀ ਸਦਾ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਰਜ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਜ਼ੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਸਿਖਾਓ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ ਕਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਮੈਂ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੀ ਅਗਲੀ ਸਾਹ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ। ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ। ਮੈਂ ਛੋਟੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਰਹਿਮਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਾਂ, ਹਰ ਜੀਵ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਰੱਖੋ, ਜਿਸ ਹਾਲ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਰੱਖੋ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਰਹਿਮਤਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਨੀਵਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਰਹਿਮਤਾਂ ਨਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਆ ਜੇ। ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਦੇ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ, ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਨਜ਼ੂਰ ਹੈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਮਿਲੇ ਜੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਕਰੇ। ਮੇਰੇ ਗੁਨਾਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ ਦੇਣਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਚੰਗੇ ਮਾੜੇ ਤੇਰੇ, ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਤੇ ਪਾਪ ਬਥੇਰੇ, ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਉਹ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਜੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ, ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ।
संगत जी आज्ञा दे दीजिए। जय गुरु जी।
जी शुक्राना गुरु जी।
शुक्राना
जय
गुरु
गुरु
जी।
जी। वंदन शुक्राना
शुक्राना
गुरु जी।
शुक्राना
जय
गुरु
गुरु
जी।
जी।
शुक्राना गुरु जी।
शुक्राना गुरु जी।
शुक्राना गुरु जी।
शुक्राना गुरु जी।